All right, are you ready for this?
Sure,
honey.
It's time for your weekly podcast. Yes, dear.
Yes, honey.
I gotta make that new meme now.
Welcome to Oofsides.
Fucking sniping it from me every time.
Boom! You got a flag down.
Oofside.
Everyone but the center. Offense.
Welcome to Oofsides here on JTN2. Week 1's in the books. Who are you people?
I'm Jack, and I'm back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dewey's also here, but he's not saying anything. So
I'm Mac Jones, left foot. Hi.
So, what'd you guys think of week 1?
Bad.
I'm so glad football is back, dude. I fucking love football.
Yeah, I love me some football. A lot of surprises.
We should start a podcast, and we all really like football, so.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
ESA before we start, if you're a college or NFL head coach, hug your kicker more often.
Yeah. Except if you're the Broncos coach, but we'll get there. So.
Yeah.
You need to talk to your kicker less, actually, in that case. Yeah, week 1 was weird. There was a lot of upsets, a lot of comebacks. I did horribly in pick'ems, but it's okay. We will persevere and we'll move on. Let's just get right into this with our Thursday night kickoff because the Bills rolled over the Rams. What'd y'all think?
I was very shocked, to be honest. I thought it was going to be at least a little close. But no, the Bills were just dominant the whole entire time. Even with the 2 early interceptions and fumbles and all that shit.
I thought the Rams having, home field and unveiling the Super Bowl banner and all that stuff that was going on, I thought they would have come out guns blazing and just steamroll the Bills. But ended up being the total opposite, because that's how it usually goes when I pick a team to win.
I had my doubts about the Rams. Their offensive line looks like garbage beforehand, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I was expecting at least a close game, and especially because the Bills turned it over 3 times in the first half, and they went in tied, and then they turned it over a 4th time, and it just didn't matter.
Yep.
There is a stat. This is the 4th time in 6 games that the Bills have not punted an entire game.
Pretty good.
So they're kind of on a roll.
Yeah, they didn't need the puntist.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
they didn't need the puntist,
The puntist.
Oh yeah, they lost. They lost the original punter.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the Bills completely just destroyed that offensive line without blitzing once too.
Yeah, that was
insane. That was
the other stat. Yeah, they didn't blitz a single time, and they sacked Matt Stafford 7 times, and also picked him off 3 times. The Bills also were 9 out of 10 on 3rd downs, so they either ended with a turnover, a touchdown, and they kicked a field goal once. Never punted. So it was absurd. And again, they turned the ball over 4 times and still won by 21 points. Imagine what this team would have done to the Rams had they not made those mistakes. This could have easily been a 50 burger on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there was another game this week that had a similar feel to it, but we'll get there in due time.
Yeah. It was just an absolute ass whooping.
Yeah, and the Rams only really looked good for 1 quarter, and that was probably the 2nd quarter.
Yeah,
I guess, yeah.
I mean, if you want to get any positives from the Rams, Cooper Kupp was getting yards as per usual.
Yep.
Sorry, Dewey, we didn't get to see Allen Robinson too much, but
yeah.
Wait, what team is he on?
What team is Allen Robinson on again?
He's on my fantasy team, actually.
Oh, he's on the Rams.
Oh.
Hey, we have a rule. Don't talk about your fantasy teams on the podcast.
Yeah, Allen Robinson.
No one cares about your fantasy team.
Well, you asked me what team he was on. I told you.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I had another point and
He's not wrong. We shouldn't say it.
Josh Allen. Yeah, let's talk about Josh Allen specifically though, because he unironically just built different.
Pretty good at football.
Specifically,
Good football guy.
like lowering his shoulder and hitting a couple dudes, and then the stiff arm. That was absurd. Doing it with his throwing shoulder also. But it just reminds me of like how much I love Josh Allen, because there were multiple times where he would just go head to head with a linebacker and it would just be one of the most violent collisions and everybody's like, oh God. And then he gets up and he's smiling.
Dude, every time he runs and takes a hit like that, I just get so nervous. Like, I don't know if his bones are shattered after getting hit by a 250-pound linebacker, but, I hate it.
His bones must be made out of whatever material bank vaults are made out of for how many hits both of those things have taken and not been busted down.
Yeah. That and the fact that he ended the drive where he stiff-armed the dude with him basically jumping over Bobby Wagner and scoring over the top of him. And I was like, Josh, it's week 1 and you're up by 2 scores. You don't have to go this hard.
There's no need, but it was...
He had that dog, you know.
I want to point out, too, how accurate his performance was on Thursday as well. Like, he was 26 of 31. So if you take away the 2 picks, he only had 3 incompletions in that entire game.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty damn good.
The dude was just unreal. But yeah, there's been all the hype this year that the Bills are the Super Bowl contenders or the Super Bowl favorites, and a lot of people, including myself, were like, "Oh yeah, Bills Rams, this could be like a Super Bowl preview." And this was Buffalo going in and saying like, "Yeah, we are the Super Bowl favorites, and we're not going to be fazed by the pressure, and we're going to go lay an absolute ass whooping on the defending champs in their own home while they're raising a banner." Like,
God, that fucking ruled.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
Rockstar shit. So. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this game?
No.
Bills are good. Rams are mediocre.
Rams have some questions, but I feel like they'll definitely have some games coming up where they can kind of right that pretty quickly.
Yeah, week 1 tends to be the flukiest week of anyone, so I think next week will definitely be a better tell on how their Super Bowl hangover is going to go. But I'm not smashing the alarm bells just yet.
Oh yeah, it's week 1.
Yeah.
One team I feel like that should be smashing the alarm bells is the Atlanta Falcons, because nothing ever changes. Time is a flat circle. And there's a stat that I heard today, which is that since 2020, 5 times a team has blown a fourth quarter 15-plus point lead. 3 of those have been the Atlanta Falcons. And that's not counting some of the other smaller leads that they've blown since then, because they did it again.
Are the other 2 Detroit?
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So, I think the Browns did it against the Chiefs in the fourth quarter last year, but I don't want to talk about that.
Good. Good.
Proceed.
Anyway, I will say Arthur Smith, pretty good head coach, because this team has like nobody on it, and he's like dragging them kicking and screaming to like competent offensive performances.
How about Marcus Mariota? He played decent football.
Yeah, he got some. Marcus was looking good. Jameis was a little sketchy at first, and then like he put his contacts in, and then was like, "All right, let's do this." And the ending of this game, though, is what's definitely going to go down in infamy, because you have the Saints come all the way back. The Falcons get the ball back and line up basically to kick the extra, or no. Other way around. The Saints were not in field goal range. The Falcons. God, I cannot talk right now. I'm sorry.
Use your words.
The Falcons are not in field goal range, and then Marshawn Lattimore just like shoves a Falcons player to the ground after the play and draws a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which almost puts Younghoe Koo in field goal range, and then the field goal's blocked before they can get it off. So ended up not mattering, but had that paid off, Lattimore would have been had some heat under him after that.
Oh, Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a single thing from this game. This game was so unbelievably just plain.
I will say this though, is that along with the surprise, I don't want to say surprises, but with Mariota doing well, is that Atlanta had a rushing game, and that was quite weird. Cordell Patterson had 120 yards and a touchdown. And he had about 5.5 yards.
Cordell Patterson's been in the league for so long, and it's not until the shitty Falcons have figured out like how to unlock him.
Yeah, that's insane.
So weird. I also like this stat line. Neither of them were good on third downs. Saints were 4 for 13, and the Falcons were 5 for 13. A lot of punts. So
fantastic.
Saints Falcons. Any other thoughts? Yeah.
The Poverty Bowl.
16 penalties in this game.
All right, cool.
I
don't really want to talk about this next game. We can skip it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, funny.
Oh, wait a second.
I mean, we can breeze over it, but like we don't have to dive in.
There we go. Never mind. I lost sound for a second. Okay, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Conveniently for that one.
Yeah, my sound cut out right at the end of that. This game. I hate Matt Rule and Ben McAdoo. And they should both be fired right now.
I agree. That was a stupid game of football.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have been close.
So I had to turn this game off because it made me too angry. So I missed the good part of it. But when you have an elite playmaker on offense, what do you want to do? You want to get him the ball usually, right? That's typically like the strategy that you'd want to do. So if you have Christian McCaffrey and he's healthy, you'd think we should hand him the ball. Do you know how many carries Christian McCaffrey had in like the first 2 quarters?
I would say about 6.
Wasn't it like
it was 2 until very deep into the second quarter.
Oh my god!
What? Well,
the Browns the Panthers had negative yards on their first like 4 drives because Ben McAdoo is obsessed with running his dog shit system. It's a perfect example of I'm not going to build my scheme around the players I have. I'm going to cram square pegs into round holes and hope it works out. Baker played like shit in the first half of this game. I'm not even going to mince words about it. But their first 2 drives were some of the worst play calling I've ever seen. So again, Baker is a smaller, shorter quarterback. He's not good at throwing line drives over the defensive line. So the first fucking drive of the game was line drive over the line that's deflected by Jadeveon Clowney, back-to-back screens that go nowhere, punt. Second one, sack on first down, run with Christian McCaffrey on second and long, and then punt or screen, and then punt. Baker had 4 passes deflected in the first quarter. Like at the line of scrimmage. God.
Jesus.
And they just kept passing ad nauseum, even though Christian McCaffrey was standing in the backfield the whole time. Again, they ran the ball twice before the drive where they eventually scored a touchdown. 2 carries in like 25 minutes of game time. What are you doing?
That's Ben McAdoo baseball.
Oh my god. It was awful.
I don't understand how he got that job.
I don't.
What did he do?
I mean,
he has to have like he must have found out someone killed someone, and he's just getting just a job anyway. I just don't understand.
So here's Ben McAdoo's history as a coach. So he was the Saints offensive quality control coach, which doesn't really mean anything. He is the assistant offensive line coach for the 49ers in 2005, which, if you remember, Alex Smith had historically one of the worst quarterback seasons of all time that year. Tight ends coach for the Packers from then until 2011. Quarterbacks coach in 2012 and 2013. And then he was with the Giants for 4 years and was awful. You know, basically when Eli Manning became irrelevant. He was the quarterbacks coach of the Jaguars in 2020. Remember when they went 1-15 and had Mike Glennon as their quarterback?
Yeah,
that boy.
He was a consultant for the Cowboys last year, and now he's the offensive coordinator of the Panthers. I don't understand how he got this job, but it was fucking awful. And then I turned the game off because the Browns were kicking their asses, which was my nightmare. And then Baker put it together and rallied them. And then you had prime Matt Rule, coaching for his job, playing for a field goal in the red zone with a minute and a half left to give the Browns plenty of time to get the ball back and drive down the field.
Jesus Christ.
And then the Browns won their first opening week game since 2004. And I want to die because this was pretty much the only game for the Panthers I cared about this season. So, even when you're not rooting for the Browns anymore, it's nothing but pain. Agony.
That's a skill, honest.
Yeah. For real. So, can't wait for Matt Rule to get fired after 10 games.
That's hopefully less.
Yeah. I haven't
Ken
watched a lot
might
of the Panthers the last 2 years, and I'm like, I don't know if it's been this bad always, but that was abysmal.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's been this fucking bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad.
I think
bad.
10
Somehow
might be a
gonna
bit
get
too
worse.
Ambitious.
What was that, Dewey?
So I think 10 games might be a bit too ambitious. It would not shock me if it's before that.
Oh, yeah. If they start out like 0-5, he's done.
Yeah.
He's out of there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. A lot of people thought that they might be a potential wild card team, and they looked like dog shit for the first two quarters. So, good luck with that. Man. Anyway, that's enough about that game. I'm still angry.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the piss bowl.
Yeah, the piss
Oh,
bowl. 49ers, Bears.
This
I
game
think
fucking sucked.
Yeah, it
This
was
was
piss
just a
bowl because
garbage game.
yeah, it was a fucking pool.
Yeah, it was literally a monsoon.
I
It
was
was
happy
so
'cause
bad.
I was the only one that correctly predicted this game.
Well, yeah, because it's the Bears. That's kind
literally
of
sweating.
And
with
the
anger.
Bears win
But-
stupid games like this.
Yeah.
yeah. That's the thing is the element of rain gives that little bit of a fight in the Bears for some reason. But
That and they
49
they like start out like 3-0 every year, and then
this is also true.
finish
Yeah,
8-8.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about the actual game though.
Yeah.
Torrential downpour the whole time. They were literally squeegeeing the field before the game. It affected did you guys see the pictures of the side or like the sidelines before the game? How they were all fucking squiggly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if that was the grounds crew or just the grass being terrible.
No, it was. It's the
It-
Soldier Field grass plus piss pouring rain.
Soldier Field is like the janitor's closet in the high school.
Yeah.
That's like really good on that one.
Yeah.
God. Let's talk about Trey Lance though. A lot of people shitting on him for this performance because it wasn't great. I don't know if this is a fair assessment of him as a starter yet, because this is pretty terrible conditions. But, it's hard. Like, that's the problem with keeping Garoppolo around, though. It's like anytime he screws up, even if it's something like this, you got this dude looking over his shoulder, and it's like, all right, well, this is going to be a problem.
This to me seems like they're like, even with Jimmy G sitting there, that they don't really plan on going back to him no matter how bad Trey Lance does. Because at that point, they'll be sitting there like, why did we pick him 3rd overall and trade up to get him if we're just going to put Jimmy G back in if he does bad?
The thing is, like, this is not like a game that should be like, it shouldn't be taken at like face value.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, you can't give a
Because
fair
it
assessment
was-
to this game.
Yeah. It's his 3rd ever start in a very, very wet game, and yeah.
It's not to mention, he didn't play in 2020. He opted
Yeah.
out and then got drafted and started 2 games last year.
Yeah.
So we haven't really seen him play football very much. So I'm not worried about Trey Lance. Like, whatever. It's 1 game played in torrential downpour. Like, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
So even with the terrible
Plus-
weather, that's still a solid win for the Bears. Because I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
nobody at all expected
Well,
them
and
to
it's not. And the
win more
way
than, like,
they
5 games.
got those touchdowns to get in front too
Oh yeah.
is
Just
quite
2 blown
spectacular.
coverages.
yeah. Fields only had 8 completed passes in this game because of the weather, but he had some pretty spectacular misses from getting sacked and chucking a ball downfield to an open receiver. So yeah.
Yeah.
There was also the 49ers had like 10 offensive penalties, which
Yeah, that too.
that'll do it. That will not.
That'll
be the game.
eat a team alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that'll give free points on the board.
Yeah, they had 12 penalties to the Bears 3. Highlight of the game was Fields wide open to Dante Pettis, who had just was like, I'm just gonna mosey on over here to the right side of the field. And that shot of him just standing completely by himself on the right side of the field was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was personally a fan of all of them sliding in the rain after the game ended.
Oh yeah.
I was about to mention that. Yeah. There's some really good pictures of that too. Maybe I'll have to make that as the server or the show logo for this week. But yeah, Bears off to a 1-0 start. I lost where I was in our show sheet. The defending AFC champions are not off to a 1-0 start as they lose in overtime to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh boy.
Woof.
There's a lot to process from this game.
Yeah.
Both of those teams tried so hard to not win that game. And, it's dumb because they could have tied. We had a tie this week. Like, that option was on the table, but I guess
so close.
Chris Boswell finally gave in and said, nah, I think we should win.
Yeah.
But
it's like, I want to go home.
Yeah. Like I said to start the show, hug your kickers. You need them.
Yeah. Yeah, this was easily dumbest game. First pass of the season for Joe Burrow was a pick 6 to Minkah Fitzpatrick. Great way to start off your title defense. That was just the first of 4 interceptions for Joe Burrow.
Hey, don't forget one fumble too.
Yeah, and lost a fumble.
And he was sacked 7 times.
And sacked 7 times.
Yeah,
Man,
but that's the
Bengals...
Joe Burrow experience, though.
Yeah,
7 sacks, come on.
It was so dumb, though, because we talked about last week, like, how the Bengals went out and they signed these guys to improve their offensive line, yet they picked up right where they left off in the Super Bowl and gave him negative protection.
Hey, that's not true. He was sacked 10 times against the Titans. That's already a 3-sack improvement. So
fair enough.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a perfect example of how turnovers will decide everything, because the Bengals, I mean, they outgained them 432 to 267. Burrow had a much better game, excluding interceptions, than Mitch Trubisky, but Trubisky held on to the ball, and he made sure the right dudes got the ball when they needed it. There's some other crazy stats about this, like the Steelers were 4 of 15 on third down. They only had the ball for 26 minutes, and that included a deep overtime period. And punted 8 times, but it didn't matter because they just basically took advantage of the Bengals' continued mistakes. But
go
ahead. Sorry.
I got to say too, Minkah Fitzpatrick is a dark horse for Defensive Player of the Year, because not only did he have that pick 6 at the end of that game when the Bengals got that touchdown to tie it, he blocked the extra point that would have won the game for the Bengals and sent that thing into overtime. That dude, a lot of people criticized that trade when it happened, but that's one of the best trades in recent memory.
Oh, for sure. And then we went to overtime, and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Boswell and McPherson both miss field goals in overtime?
They did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boswell missed from 55, and then he hit from 53 to win the game.
Oh my god.
And McPherson's kick was ugly as well.
Yeah.
And that one was from inside the 30, I think, and he just shanked it.
Yeah, they had a good shot with that one.
Oh. You guys remember when they punted with when the Bengals punted at the end there, when they were at 4th and 16? They left 16 seconds on the play call.
Yeah.
That made me so mad when I saw that.
Yeah, that was the other egregious
Stupid,
call.
Dumb. It's shockingly not the worst thing to happen in overtime.
Surely not the only special teams gaffe at the end of a game this week.
Yeah, that's how you say words.
One of several, honestly. I forgot there was another one. Yeah.
You can tell it's week 1.
Yeah. we're a little rusty. The Bengals let this one get away. And, starting out in a hole again, like they did last season. So, let's talk about the other team from Pennsylvania, though. I've been saying over the offseason that the Eagles are winning the NFC East, and there's another reason why that's going to be a thing. But the Eagles' offense cruised to a 38-35 win over the Lions, holding off a late comeback attempt. yeah, these Lions continue to be frisky. I'll give them that. So they're gonna win
with everyone.
They're gonna win one of them soon.
We did this last year too. Like, which game are they gonna win? Who are they gonna beat?
There is a quote on Pardon My Take from this week where PFT was like, "The Lions are good enough to lose to any team by 3 points. It doesn't matter how good or bad they are. They can lose real close to them." Oh my god. Yeah, it's just more Dan Campbell sickos football, like going for an onside kick in the third quarter.
I respect it.
Like, it's gonna wear out eventually. That it's like, all right, Dan, can you stop doing weird shit and just actually try to win games? But I love it for the time being.
Yeah.
So
at least he did it while they were losing and when it made sense, unlike Scott Frost, who just got fired from his college job because he did it while leading by 11 points and then lost that game.
Oh
so
my fucking god.
I respect the move. But
it's like, but I don't want to give up the ball.
He plays like he calls games like a drunk guy playing Madden, dude. It rules.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he's like, they'll never suspect the third quarter onside kick.
Of course.
It's like when the Saints
just like the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
It's like when the Saints onside kicks to start the second half of that Super Bowl, and it somehow worked.
It's like last year on the Urban Meyer episode when I was saying that the Jaguars should hire Larry David as their head coach. I mean, like with the Lions, like why not? I mean, it's probably not going to change much. Just
what's the worst that could happen?
It's not like you're going to get worse. Should actually probably talk about the game. Jalen Hurts, pretty solid game. I mean, his completion percentage wasn't great, but 243 yards, held onto the ball. The Eagles are basically just trying to be the 2019 Ravens, which is like, we're just going to run at you as hard as we can all the time. So, and it's working.
AJ Brown is a fucking monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the steals in the
offseason. I don't understand what the Titans. Why did they trade him? There's no reason to trade him.
Yeah,
he's literally. What did they get from that trade anyway? I need to look that back.
I know they got a first rounder, but you look real quick.
Whoever that pick was better be good because they traded a top 15 wide receiver in the NFL.
Well, they got Treylon Burks, who's okay.
He still has to prove himself, but you still traded a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver for what? Like, why?
Yeah, it's just like a bizarre trade. Okay, hang on. I'm on AJ Brown's Wikipedia right now, and I was like, he kind of looks like Antonio Brown. Is he related to him? And then I scrolled down to personal life, and the only thing in his personal life is Brown is Christian.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
There's nothing else about him worth knowing. Nothing at all.
I gotta say though,
cool.
You mentioned the Eagles running all over guys in that game. They had 4 different players score a rushing touchdown in that game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott all scored at least 1 touchdown.
Not to mention AJ Brown, 155 yards receiving. Dallas Goedert, 60 yards receiving. They had 2 guys rush for over 90 yards, one of which was their quarterback. Yeah, this Eagles offense, they're another one of those teams that I've been hearing everybody hype up all season, and I wasn't entirely sure it was going to be as good, but I mean, it's a pretty solid first outing. Jared Goff had a solid game, 215, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift was also a fucking running monster.
Yeah,
he ran for 144 yards.
Game. Yeah, it was like a 50-yard rush on the first play of the game or something.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, like as soon as I turned it on, I saw Swift just bolting up the side, like just. Yeah, but
given every fucking
But
I'm just not gonna.
But Detroit having a good running back is weird. I can't get used to that yet.
What do you mean? Lions are known for having good running backs.
Well, I mean,
Jamal
well,
Williams
one
had
really
battle
good one.
touchdowns
20
in that
years
game,
ago,
too.
Yeah, but like the only thing that the Lions are known for is having one really good running back that they wasted, and also one really good wide receiver that they wasted.
yeah.
So
Well, because the thing with like when Stafford was there is I think Stafford had a 100-yard rusher, I think 11 times in his Lion career. So, yeah, they never had rushing attacks when Stafford was there.
I don't know. I don't give a shit about the Lions.
One last note about the Eagles, too, is that the offense played that well the entire game, and Devonta Smith did not record a single catch.
Huh.
That's crazy, yeah.
Like, that team's good, man. The defense might need some help, but that offense is looking pretty damn stout.
Yep. So, and I mean, like I've been saying with the Lions, I think they win like 7 games. They look pretty good.
Just not this one.
I'd say 5.
Yeah. Still, again, they're gonna lose really close to a lot of really good teams, and you'll be like, "Hey, all right,
They were there."
Yeah.
So that was that. Let's talk about the tie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Colts Texans. I can't believe we forgot about the week 1 tie and nobody predicted one.
Yeah.
Well, I was tempted to pick a tie. It wouldn't have been this one, though.
Yeah. I think the weirdest thing about it was the Texans were up 20-3 going into the fourth quarter. And because they were letting Davis mill. And then Jonathan Taylor with his 161 rushing yards. And Matt Ryan throwing for 352. Fucking drug him back into this game to send it to overtime. And then overtime happened.
Yeah, and kicking undid them in this game, too. Blankenship had that game winner that he missed, and the Colts actually waived him today because of that. So he's going to have to go find another job somewhere else.
Oh, shit, they did cut him?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, fuck.
And they signed, I think, Chase McLaughlin to their practice squad. So they saw that and said, all right, we're done with you. And he's gone, so...
He
Not
also
the Lego,
had,
man.
Yeah.
He also had 2 punts that went out of bounds in that game as well.
Yeah.
That weren't great, so...
He's coming off an injury, too. I know that, so...
Yeah, and that might be the big role in it right now.
Not Rodrigo.
That's the only thing is kickers and punters are the 2 most replaceable positions in the NFL. So even if you have a guy like that could be good, you can't sit around and wait for him to get better with how important the position is.
I know someone who's available.
Kareem Hunt?
Matt? Huh?
I was going to say Marquette King. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Or
Love
Josh
some
Lambo.
Marquette King.
Yeah, or Josh Lambo. Watch Adam Vinatieri come out of retirement.
That would
He's
be
like,
cool.
He's
I'm
like,
gonna go win these games myself.
fuck you, Brady. You're not the oldest player in the NFL anymore.
No, man, it's going to be Gary Anderson. 63-year-old Gary Anderson coming out there kicking nukes.
They're going to revive Tom Dempsey.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd be down for David Akers.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
We got to talk about overtime in this game, though. Specifically, Lovie Smith punting with like a minute left in the game because he was like, fuck it.
Dude, their offensive play calling is so bad for the Texans.
He was like, we've come this far. Let's just get our tie and go home.
Yeah.
So,
that's just throwing in the towel. That's waving the white flag right there. That's so cowardly.
Which team do we think won the tie?
No one loses. Everyone.
like,
I don't know because the
everyone
Colts gave it an
loses.
effort. It was, and it's something that with the kicker, that's kind of like and how much pressure is on the kicker? I mean,
But
it's
like-
one person compared to
Look how many yards they gained and still fucking lost.
Yeah.
I feel like you deserve to lose. If you're even making this game close, you deserve to lose.
Yeah, true. I mean, how do you... Yeah, 517 total yards and you only put 20 points on the board.
Jesus Christ.
And that's only with, what, 2 turnovers?
I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, because I mean, like last year when the Lions and Steelers tied, like the Lions won that tie. They were definitely the winners, even though there's a tie. See, this one I feel like it could go either way because like the Texans, it was like, hey, nobody expected you to go in there and be competitive, but you also kind of blew it. Meanwhile, the Colts, it's like you kind of fumbled the bag here, but you came back. So I think they tied the tie, actually.
Yeah,
now that I think about it.
there's no winners in this.
So it's a true
Everyone's a
tie.
loser,
Yeah.
and everyone
So-
deserves to be mad and angry.
Also,
Why the fuck is Rex Burkhead your first wide receiver or your running back? Why you have Damian Pierce, who was a stud all preseason? What are you doing?
I wonder why Jack's this mad about the Texans running back situation.
Hey, Rex Burkhead is.
I'm not going to break the rule. I'm not going to break the rule.
Go check out Jack's Twitter if you're wondering what we're talking about.
I will not tolerate any Rex Burkhead slander in this podcast.
Fuck that bald fuck.
Has there ever been a
Fucking
better
Chrome
fullback name than Rex Burkhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad he's a goddamn running back.
Yeah. I mean, his name is
Fuck that.
Rex. You
Fuck
can't
him.
be named Rex and not hit people.
Fuck.
So.
Just get on to the next game. Go on to the next game.
Big Texans running back carousel fan, Jack Healy.
Yeah.
Dewey, let's talk about your team.
I don't know if I want to.
It's okay. All of our teams technically were really rough this week. So let's start with
Except for
you.
mine.
Yeah.
Well, But you only show up when yours win, so.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
We could add this to the pile of like Matthew predictions that are immediately wrong, because I was like, yeah, the Patriots offense has struggled in the preseason, but like they're gonna get it together. It's Bill Belichick. Yeah, about that. The offense looked horrible. Mac Jones hurt his back. Back Jones. Actually, now that I think about it. What do you think about Tua though?
He was
He
there.
actually looked decent.
Yeah.
He needs a little more work, but like, because he had, like as we said with the last episode, he has weapons. He
That
just
first-
needs don't underthrow.
That first throw was really bad.
Fire wide open.
It was so bad.
Oh my god.
He must have heard the voices in his head after that first, and so I better not do that again.
Oh. I still am not confident in Tua at all. I think that they're going to get rid of him by the end of the year. I just don't see him working out long term. The man has zero zip on that ball.
Yeah.
And with the team they've got, it's really up to Tua to, take this season or take this team to that next level. If he doesn't do it, they're gonna find someone else.
I feel like the rushing attack's pretty mid too.
Yeah, it is, because you got Myles Gaskin and who else? I mean, like
you have
Mostert, I think, is there.
You have Chase
Yeah.
Edmonds. It's just it's a mid off in the backfield
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The Patriots O-line though. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was.
I wanted to cry after seeing how terrible they looked on Sunday.
Yeah, Mac Jones also got strip sacked for one of the two Dolphins touchdowns. It was bad.
I mean, the thing is too, the Patriots defense didn't look terrible either. Like, they had a pretty decent game as a unit, but if the offense can't get it together quick, they're going to be in trouble, and it's not going to be pretty by week 4, week 5.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially because they got to play.
They
obviously
got Pittsburgh coming up too, when it's just how good their defense was.
They got that. They got to play. I think they have to play the Bengals this year. They got to play the Bills twice. Baltimore. So.
Yeah, it'll be a struggle.
Yep. It's still not too late to fire Matt Patricia and Joe Judge though. So just Bill Belichick being the one-man coaching team.
Yeah, they were good when they were here the first time around, but shit, when they came back, they brought their tendencies from their head coaching jobs back with them.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm still thinking about those back-to-back quarterback sneaks on his own goal line that Joe Judge did.
Yeah, he must not be able to get that out of his head now.
Yeah.
That's the funniest fucking play call ever.
He's
That is
just
still the funniest thing I've ever seen in a football game.
He's like, why even pass it? Let's just fucking run, like give the ball to the
Just go
fastest
up the
dude.
gut.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is fast, right?
No, it's actually Jake Fromm.
Oh my god, I forgot it was Jake Fromm.
Yeah. How could you
That's
ever
right, 'cause
forget?
Jones muffed up his neck. Yeah.
Yeah, or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. So that was. Any other thoughts on Dolphins Patriots?
Nah.
All right. Well,
Oh yeah, and Mike McDaniel rolls his balls around in a wheelbarrow, as we discovered.
I forgot about that. Yeah, apparently apparently Tyreek Hill has seen his head coach's nuts, so which is it's a little weird, but what are you
Good
gonna
for
do?
him. Good for them.
Yeah.
Guys being dudes.
Dudes rock.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the last AFC East team. For the notes, I just put Joe Flacco because yeah.
Yeah, Joe Flacco. Let Joe Flacco.
So the Jets.
He threw for what? He almost passed for 60 times.
Yeah.
Huh?
So Joe Flacco completed 37 of 59 for 307 yards, and the Jets got beat 24-9.
Yeah, he actually had a pretty decent game, but the Jets defense not great.
They had
Holy shit.
I mean, the Ravens only had 274 yards of offense. So the Jets had over 100 yards more, and yet they got beat 24-9. How?
Oh my God.
I'm so confused. And it's like 3 sacks, a fumble lost, and an interception. Where did all those drives end? What happened?
This game does not make sense. This is hazardous to look at.
I don't understand how
radiation is going into my eyeballs and seeping into my brain.
I don't
This is
understand how
horrible.
the Jets managed to just look so dog shit so much for like the last 5 years. I'm willing to bet over the last 5 years, the Jets have had more single-digit score games than any other team in the league.
Adam Gase must still be calling plays for that
maybe.
team, and nobody knows it.
He's just like,
No, don't bring him back. No.
he's been piloting the Robert Saleh shaped mech the entire time. That or he's like hiding under a desk somewhere with a headset and he's like feeding plays in and nobody knows he's still there.
It's
Eventually
Adam
somebody's
Gase.
going to discover him. They're like, hey, get out of here.
They're gonna get
It's
a broom
Adam
and
Gase.
chase
It
them
always
off.
has been.
Go on, get. Change the locks. Yeah, I just don't even understand how like anybody takes the Jets coaching job at this time, because it's always bad.
Yeah.
Like you're never gonna get like you draft Zach Wilson and he looks terrible, and then he's like, no, I've gotten good, and then he blows out his knee in preseason, and now you're stuck with Joe Flacco, who's wearing 19, which is weird,
Ugh.
and oh my god, just like.
And if you thought it couldn't get worse for the Jets too, of course they faced Lamar Jackson on Sunday, but in the next 8 weeks they get to face Jake Brisket because Watson's out, Joe Burrow, Mitch Trubisky, Tua, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Mac Jones, and Josh Allen.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's
They'll win
the
maybe
Jets.
one of them, hopefully. Yeah.
It'll probably be Miami because they somehow manage to do that every year.
Yeah.
Probably.
What's the point of the Jets?
Football in New York times.
We
two.
need something to. Actually, it's in New Jersey, but we need something to
Oh,
laugh at.
that's a good point.
NFL team filler.
Yeah. It's just like, why are they here?
Yeah.
We got the Giants. We don't need them.
You know,
At this point, just merge them with the USFL and make them the New Jersey Generals. Who gives a shit at this point?
Relegate them to college.
Yeah.
Play them against Alabama. See how it goes.
Yeah.
I think Joe Namath is the only reason this franchise still exists.
Dude,
That's about it.
at this point, I fully believe in Joe Namath making a deal with the devil.
Yeah, probably. He made a deal with the devil to win a Super Bowl, and then after that, be mid the whole time.
Yeah. Bring
Which,
back Mike
you know-
White also.
True. They need to star Mike White at this point.
Yeah. We here believe in Mike White supremacy.
I don't know about that one, but
Now, this is a pro Mike White podcast. Make sure when in print and whatever to leave in Mike because pro White sounds absolutely
Yeah.
awful.
Whatever you do, don't mess up when typing Mike White power. So,
yeah, exactly.
let's move on before we get into more trouble.
We'll be hearing from our lawyers about this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a message from Joe. Joe's gonna ask me afterwards when we do fake races, and he's like, "How was Oofsides?" I'll be like, Gary, let's talk about your team.
Good, I didn't watch most of it.
Yeah. The Commies beat the Jags 28-22. In the Carson Wentz Revenge Bowl.
Yeah, and the thing is that Washington had like kind of full control in the first half until Trevor Lawrence looked like he was okay. He didn't throw any picks, do any fumble, stupid stuff until literally the last drive of the game. But my thing that I was really concerned with is the Travis Etienne was my big thing. He got absolutely clocked on 2nd and goal on one of the drives and lost like 6 or 7 yards, and eventually they had to kick a field goal for it. On another drive, they were on 4th and goal, and he dropped a wide open touchdown. Yeah. So there were several chances late in this game that they could have, put Washington away, at least with them having a touchdown or more lead, but they just kept playing close at the end of that one, and Washington just drove down the field late in the game and took it. And yeah, there's not really much I could say about that. Christian Kirk looked really solid though as wide receiver 1. Yeah, that was good to see.
Damn, he had 100 yards, over 100
yards. Big thing about this game was Washington got the full Carson Wentz experience because you had touchdowns on their first 2 drives, and then pretty hideous 4 or 5 drives in between, which included Carson throwing interceptions on back-to-back plays. And then after the second one, you could see him telling Rivera on the sideline, he was like, "Don't worry, I got this." And then he threw 2 touchdowns and took the game back.
That's just a classic Carson Wentz game, though.
Yeah.
That's perfect for him.
Also, shout out to the Commies for selling merchandise or mugs in their stadium that have the state of Washington on them, not the District of Columbia. Which part of me is like, all right, they've got to have a thing where it's like they have mugs with the outlines of every state, because how can you screw that up? But God, I hope that's real.
I heard that it might have been like someone outside the stadium, like in like a gypsy tent or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But I hope and pray that it's real, because that's too funny.
Yeah. I also love that you can shorten their name to the Commies. So
yeah,
that's what I'm going to call them from now on, or the football team. Honestly,
so
it's football team or Commies. Yeah.
A lot of questions surrounding both teams, but do we think the Commanders, with how sloppy that division is, has a shot?
No. If you have Carson Wentz as your quarterback, you're not winning your division.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
And we'll get to it later, but it's a division filled with problems.
Yeah, the Eagles could still find a way to fuck this up.
Yeah, as can the Cowboys.
They already have.
Cowboys are already.
They've already had their problems.
They're done.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's the NFC East, so I don't see why not. But it is the Commanders also.
We almost had a 6-10 Giants team make the playoffs.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Still mad that didn't happen.
That would have been the greatest thing to ever happen in the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm hoping that it's just a poverty off for this division win again.
I want to see another 7-9 division winner because it makes people mauled.
Either this or the AFC South are gonna. Those are the 2 worst fucking divisions right now. Yeah, Colts are gonna win it at like 8 and 9. Even then, I don't think the Colts are them. I think the Colts are gonna have about 8 wins ish.
Well, the Colts have a tie.
True. Speaking of AFC South teams, though, that division went 0-4. It didn't win a single game this week, which is funny because 2 of them played each other.
They went 0-2-2.
Yeah. And one of those teams was the Tennessee Titans, who lost on a last-second field goal missed to the New York Giants. And I I believe this is the first, or no, this is not the first time that Vrabel's been under 500 in his career. I'm making stuff up. But good old Fat Randy missed another week 1 game winner. Unfortunately, he didn't pretend to hurt himself this time, though, which I was a little bummed out about.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, the New York Giants came out and they looked competent. Daniel Jones actually did a decent job. He had an interception, but he was 17 for 21. Saquon Barkley is
Went
back.
off.
Yeah, Barkley.
It's amazing what happens when you have somebody that's good at play calling.
Yeah.
Doing the play calling.
And when Barkley's not hurt.
Yeah. Barkley looks like himself. And it's not and this is interesting because he hasn't looked this way in 2 or 3 years.
He hasn't looked like this since his rookie season, honestly.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. But
Dable
had a good first thing with the Giants. I mean, he wasn't perfect. They didn't use Kadarius Toney enough. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
He had
Kenny Galladay didn't really do much either in that game.
It's Dewey. It's Kenny Galladay. He is beyond washed. That man does not care.
Didn't even have a reception. Damn.
Yeah, they just didn't.
I think Sterling Shepard was their leading receiver in that game.
They ran Kadarius Toney 2 times, but they didn't have him out.
Yeah, he wasn't targeted at all. That's weird. Which is funny because there was rumors that he was going to demand a trade during the offseason.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's up with that. But this is the first time, I believe, in 6 years that the Giants have won a Week 1 game. I think 2016 was the last time they did it. I don't want to think about that game either. On the Titans side, Tannehill was solid. Derrick Henry starting out slow like he normally does, but I think they're feeling the loss of AJ Brown, which I think that's going to go down as a really bad trade. Because Treylon Burks had 3 catches for 55 yards, but come on.
He's not AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
Yeah,
imagine having Treylon Burks and AJ Brown.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, their second leading receiver was Dontrell Hilliard, and he had both of their touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a lot of missed execution. And then Vrabel going for that famously bad strategy of taking a delay of game penalty to get a better angle on the kick and then missing the kick. So, and also, the Giants were only in the lead because Dable decided to go for 2 when they scored when they were down 2013, scored a touchdown and then went for 2 to go for the lead there at the end and got it. So
that was a
gutsy call.
Yeah,
and it paid off. And especially because the NFC East, like you guys were saying, could still be up in the air. So a win like this, a tough win on the road, is huge for them.
Could make all the difference too. You never know.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this one, you guys?
No,
not really.
All right. So Chiefs Cardinals. I saw a tweet. Cannot confirm it. Was it a double XP weekend for Call of Duty this week?
I don't know, but I really hope it. But by the way that Kyler was playing, I think it was.
Yeah, let me check real quick. XP weekend schedule.
Okay.
Because there's a rumor that he's 0-46 in his career on double XP weekends.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let's see. September 2nd to September 9th. And then there's a double XP event September 8th to September 9th. And then, this weekend was one. So,
that'll do it. That'll do
another Call of Duty loss for Kyler Murray. Any reports of the Chiefs' downfall were greatly exaggerated because Patrick Mahomes, as it turns out, is still pretty good at football. There was a stat where it was, I can't remember how many it is, but it's players with the number of 5 touchdown games in their career. And Pat Mahomes has hit that in 65 games, and every other one took at least 240. So I think he might be kind of good at this. Turns out you might not need Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So,
I have a question. Who the fuck is Greg Dortch? Who is
What?
Greg Dortch? He was the leading wide receiver for the fucking Cardinals.
Greg Dortch.
Because Rondale Moore
Who is
got
Greg
hurt.
Dortch?
Greg Dortch sounds like when I do the like Steve Dortch for players.
Yeah.
Greg Dortch.
Oh my god.
He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
It's not coming up for me.
He was undrafted out of Wake Forest in 2019, and he was on the Jets, Panthers, and Rams all in 2019. The Rams again in 2020, the Falcons last year, and the Cardinals also last year.
He's 5'7".
What?
What?
I'm 5'7".
Huh?
Who
Oh,
the
man.
fuck is this?
Who?
I think,
Huh?
I think this game too was his first NFL game.
Yeah, because it says he's on the like practice squads for other teams. Oh my god, he looks tiny.
What
So-
the fuck?
But yeah, Hopkins obviously was suspended. Rondale Moore,
He's
was
hurt.
out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Marquise
So-
Brown didn't really do.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
was
he caught
his
a
first.
touchdown pass, but I mean,
Let's see. Games
Hurt?
played 2. He started 2 games for the Cardinals last year. Coming into this week in his career, he'd been targeted 3 times and he had 3 receptions for 15 yards.
and had 7
Huh.
for 63 on Sunday. So he
Oh my-
basically just quadrupled his career output in the game.
I can't get over that his name is Greg Dortch.
Dortch.
Yeah.
Dortch. Dortch. The Greg Dortch arc.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Greg Dortch supremacy.
Yeah.
Stunt on these hoes, Greg Dortch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a terrible game from Kyler Murray, but it was just like,
It wasn't great.
yeah.
It was.
It just
it
felt like
was-
that whole first
well,
half. They just couldn't get anything
Their
going.
his
Yeah.
first half was pretty fucking bad, but then garbage time he really amped it
I mean,
up.
Yeah.
yeah, like Marquise Brown and Zach Ertz had 6 receptions combined in that game. And those guys are basically like their number 2 and number 3 options behind Hopkins. So I don't really know what the objective there was to not use them at all. But hey, you know what? Let Greg Dortch.
Real.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm talking
Uh,
about.
Yeah, the Cardinals are one of those teams that, like, with all the offseason drama, I've kind of find myself just, like, not liking them.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, Kyler Murray's very talented, but there's just something about him that rubs me
Yeah.
the wrong way.
It's because
and,
he's
like-
short.
That's,
I don't like that someone my size
Yeah.
is being
Yeah.
good at that
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
but it's like,
Anyone shorter than me is automatically worse at football.
Hey, but at least the Cardinals got Trace McSorley.
there's
Throw
like,
it on a dime.
You're just mad because Kyler Murray didn't decide to play baseball.
Why would I be mad? I'm a
No, I'm
Giants
talking
fan.
about that.
Oh,
why would I? What team was he drafted by?
A's.
The A's.
Wow,
Oh, they need that. Well,
they
they
would have
might
fucked
need
it
it.
up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he been
Um,
playing in that decrepit stadium out in Oakland right now. So
Hey,
Hey,
that's
whoa,
our decrepit
whoa,
stadium,
yeah.
right?
Exactly.
But yeah, there's like there's just like an arrogance to just and like an immaturity to Kyler Murray, because like there was a lot of rumors last year that that he was immature and he has like really shitty body language, and then when he finally gets his long-term deal, it has a study clause in it, which basically kind of confirms that the team thinks he's immature. And it's like, okay, whatever, it's fine, we're gonna roll into this season and we're gonna win the Super Bowl, and then they get their asses whipped by the Chiefs. And it's like, and I mean, even going back to the offseason, like, how are you gonna hold out and demand, you know, a trade and then demand this big ass contract after you just played in your first playoff game and played like shit? You know, it's just like, Kyler Murray's super talented, but there's just something about him that rubs me the
Yeah.
wrong way. I don't know.
There was also in the preseason where they were doing like where Kyler Murray was calling fucking plays instead of Kingsbury.
Yeah, and
that
so
was weird.
in that case, I almost imagine it's like Kyler Murray's trying to be critical of their play calling, and then Cliff Kingsbury's like, all right, you fucking do it then.
Yeah.
And then he found out that's not very easy. And then, I mean, he got better as it went along, which honestly is a good thing. You want your quarterback knowing your offense. But at the time, it was like, all right, it kind of just looks like his own team
Yeah.
is like, all right, fucker, this you want it. This is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and we were talking earlier about what it would take for the Panthers to fire Matt Rule. I mean, how much longer does Kingsbury have there?
Didn't they just sign him to an extension?
Did they?
I think so.
Even if
that
they
is
did,
a fucking mistake.
I mean,
I'm checking right now.
Nebraska did that thing with Scott Frost, and then they fired him, so you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, like we saw how good they were in the first half last year. They definitely fell off, got their asses handed to them in the wild card game, and then came out and did the same thing again. So if they keep doing this, I don't know how short that leash is, but I can't imagine it'd be very long with how talented this team can be.
Kingsbury signed through 2027.
Jesus.
Oh
Christ.
no,
that is.
They gave him a 6-year extension after one playoff loss.
Oh my fucking god.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck with that.
Yeah. Talk about the Chiefs though. They're still very good, as it turns out. Also, Isaiah Pacheco, also a short, fast guy wearing number 10. So it's almost it's kind of like, hey, look, it's Tyreek Hill again.
Changing of the guard.
Yeah. So Chiefs good. Cardinals, get your shit together.
Mid.
Let's move on to the other AFC West battle where the LA Chargers beat the Raiders 24-19. I'm just gonna pretend like I haven't been hyping up the Raiders this offseason, but that's fine.
Ouch.
Derek Carr did not have his best game today.
Yeah, Sid from Toy Story was not doing so hot.
Yeah. Sacked 6 times, 3 interceptions. Devant Adams, though, looked pretty good.
Yeah, but that's Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
These Raiders are a giant question mark to me because I don't know if they're gonna be bad or not quite the playoffs, but decent, you know.
Yeah, I think they have the talent, but it's like
they just
Josh McDaniels had a play drawn up where Derek Carr had to try to block Khalil Mack. Had to try to block Joey Bosa, and it went about as well as you could expect it.
Well, I mentioned this on the podcast last week. Josh McDaniels is a really, really good coordinator, but his head coaching track record is not great.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you know, it's way too early to dismiss...
The one. I like just the one quick... Like, hey, I'm here.
It's way too early to dismiss McDaniels as a head coach, but, you know, obviously I'm going to have my doubts with how it went
I'm going to dismiss
time,
him already, I'm going to be honest.
Jack's over like, look at me go.
It would just be a shame, though, like, for a team that has as much talent as this one does, if they just end up hiring the wrong guy and it all ends up going to waste.
Yeah.
I'm on my hating arc. I'm just going to straight up hate the Raiders from now on. Yeah.
Oh my god. Jack's out here like, I really do just be hating.
Unnecessarily mean to a team that I don't care about at all.
It's like me with the Falcons. Like, I don't give a shit about the Falcons. And I'm like, no, I still like them.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what? Fuck the Broncos. Don't like them.
That's for real, though. Fuck the Broncos.
Yeah, for real. But we'll get there. Yeah, it's just too many mistakes by the Raiders.
Especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So clean it up. Especially because you cannot afford to lose in this fucking division of all divisions.
Yeah.
No, you cannot.
Speaking of divisional matchups, one that I don't think any of us saw coming. The Vikings laid an absolute ass whooping on the Packers, 23-7.
Oh yeah, this game.
Goddamn.
Now, I predicted this game right, but I was thinking like a 3-point win, not like a 20-point win.
Yeah. For reference, their leading receiver was running back A.J. Dillon, 5 for 46. I believe it's
A.J. Dillon.
Christian Watson's their rookie, right? Who dropped a wide open touchdown pass very early in the game.
Yep.
That whole game could have gone way differently if he had caught that too.
Yeah. Rodgers was kind of all over the place. He got sacked 4 times. It looked like he got hurt almost for a second, but then he got back up.
Yeah, they just shot him up with more Percocets.
Meanwhile, what the hell? Why is Dalvin Cook number 4 now?
What? He is?
I hate that.
Oh.
Ugh.
I think that was his number in college.
That's gross.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm
Gross.
gonna be real quick sidetrack. I do not like the new uniform rules. Or
The
What are
number
they?
rules?
Oh, the number rules? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
they're right.
hate it.
I've gotten used to it. Whatever.
It's fine.
It's still weird to me to see like pass rusher number 5, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't
Whatever.
like it.
yeah,
Like you grow up and you watch it a certain way, and you know that a certain number means that they're that position, and now it's just all over the place. Like you don't know who the hell's doing what for a while.
I just want a kicker number 98. That's all I need.
That's
so
Yeah.
true.
That's the only exception to the rule. Everything
I-
else should stay the same, but let kickers were like 76, whatever.
Yeah,
fuck
I
shit
want
they
them to open it up so we can get a quarterback that wears like 73.
Ugh. That's what I'm talking about. That's
There's a really good article I read a while back about like the unwritten rules of uniform numbers, and it hits pretty accurately. Like 46 is objectively a bad number. Don't wear it.
Yeah.
Any number in the 90s looks good. No numbers in the 60s look good. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, Vikings beat the Packers 23-7. Kirk Cousins looked pretty good.
also
Former
looked
NASCAR
pretty
driver
good.
Kevin O'Connell, pretty good debut as head coach. So
Justin Jefferson had 184 of the 277 passing, or he caught those yards.
it's
that's a
kind of
Justin
absurd.
Jefferson moment.
Yeah.
just
Imagine if he was on a good team that wasn't the Vikings.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
imagine Jefferson on like the
Matt-
Chiefs or something. He'd be the Tyreek Hill of like.
Imagine
no.
with Josh Allen if the Bills didn't trade for Diggs. Like that would have been 200 yards a game for Justin Jefferson. It was ridiculous shit.
it's just unfair.
I do have to say though that Bills Vikings trade where the Bills got Diggs and the Vikings got the pick that landed them Jefferson has to be one of the trades in NFL history, probably the best one where both teams benefited extremely well from it.
And the
Yeah.
Bills got
That very rarely happens.
and the Bills got a really good cornerback in Dane Jackson with another pick in that trade.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the rare
Only that happened
win-win
more often.
trade.
Yeah.
yeah,
Although I think it's
and
funny.
it's
when-
fitting,
when-
and it's fitting between the two 0 Super Bowl 4 losses.
Yeah.
teams.
It's always funny though when a team I dislike gets absolutely fleeced on a trade. But you know what's not fun? When my
Getting
team
fleeced.
trades away their best fucking receiver for a 4th round draft pick right before AJ Brown gets traded for a 1st rounder, and then they don't replace him with anybody, and then another one of their receivers leaves in free agency, and then the 3rd one gets hurt, and then they let all of their top offensive linemen walk in free agency, and then the few remaining ones that they have get hurt. And then they go, Tampa comes to town in week 1, and they get the shit beat out of them, and then their quarterback hurts his thumb. Man,
Great
I
segue. Great.
really hope that
Great
didn't
one.
happen to anybody's team.
That'd be terrible.
Also, the Cowboys were the only team to not score a touchdown in week 1.
boys!
America's football team. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
It was a game.
You just don't know. And they're now it's like they're gonna be kicking and screaming every game, whether it's winning or losing. And yeah,
And the thing though,
I
Dak
don't know.
didn't even look that great before that
No, he
injury
looked
happened. Either.
terrible.
Yeah.
The Cowboys offense looked terrible because they can't block for shit because they let Lyle Collins just walk, and then Tyron Smith got hurt. And then they traded away Amari Cooper for nothing, and they let Michael Gallup walk for fucking nothing. And then
They extended Gallup. He's just hurt.
not Gallup. Who was their other receiver?
Oh.
Their 4th receiver walked in free agency, and so it's basically just CeeDee Lamb kind of freelancing out there. And then
The leading receiver in that game was Noah Brown.
don't
I
even
believe
know
he's
who
a
that
tight
is.
end. No, he's a wide receiver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. Dak looked terrible, and then Cooper Rush came in, and now Dak's going to be out for minimum 4 weeks because he broke his thumb.
And so Cooper
Cowboys-
Rush is going to be starting unless they trade for somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cowboys
And
are
now-
fucked.
And now there's Rich Eisen's, which he's very good at predicting stuff, and he's like, the Cowboys should trade for Mason Rudolph, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna kill myself.
I would do the same thing, honestly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That or Garoppolo, probably.
Mason Rudolph should not be starting in a game in the year of our Lord 2022. All right.
No.
That man should not be near a football. He should be in a church praying to God that he doesn't kill him.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's now 9-0 against the Cowboys lifetime.
Yeah.
I hate this team so much. And I've been saying, I was like, the Eagles are winning the NFC East because the Eagles got better and the Cowboys got worse. It's just as simple as that. Cowboys just decided to not address any of their problems. And only 16 more games until Sean Payton's my head coach. So that's all I have to
Yeah, keep dreaming, buddy.
It's happening. I'm just telling you right now.
Oh.
Sean Payton's going to end up in Carolina. You mark my words.
Well, did I tell you about the fact that Sean Payton almost ended up here in 2019? I can't remember who it was, but he was on the Rich Eisen show. He's one of the very well-versed NFL reporters. And he was saying that in 2019, it was all set that Sean Payton was going to be traded to the Cowboys, and Jason Garrett was going to be fired. And then that was the off season where the New Orleans Pelicans lost Anthony Davis because he demanded a trade, and Mickey Loomis, who's the general manager of both teams, was like, I'm not fucking losing Anthony Davis and Sean Payton in the same year. And so they nixed the trade deal, and Payton stayed in New Orleans.
See, I would have just not traded Anthony Davis.
True,
Personally.
yeah. To make me happy, specifically.
Yeah.
Instead, I had to deal with another year of fucking Jason Garrett, so... Oh god. I hate this team so much.
It's only downhill from here now.
It's
We
so
them
bad.
boys, baby. Probably not.
It's like every 3 years you can just count on the Cowboys being an absolute dog ass for an entire season.
The clip that resonates in my head is the one where Dax escorted out of the stadium after he hurt his thumb, and there's just fans just throwing shit and booing him as he's running out.
That's
It's
peak
like-
Cowboy fan, though.
That's just
It's like-
Pete, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Colts when Andrew Luck retired,
God,
and all the
fuck
fans
the
were
Colts.
just shitting all over him while I was watching that preseason game. Like,
I will
come on.
I will never forgive that fucking franchise and their fans for that. That is, that makes me so mad.
Yeah, about once a week I think about it. I'm like, man, I miss Andrew Luck.
That's so real.
Yeah. And that was the Cowboys and Buccaneers. We don't even need to talk about the Buccaneers. It's a fucking Tom Brady team. Whatever. They're gonna win 12 games.
Yeah. Julio
Talk
Jones
about
is pretty
The
good.
divisional matchup of the week, the revenge game.
That said, yeah.
Yeah.
At least
except for when
I
it's not a
don't-
divisional matchup.
Well, it was up until 2002. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
Throwback rivalry game.
Yeah, throwback rivalry. There you go.
Super Bowl 47.
Six.
Wait, was it 7?
I don't.
Super Bowl 48 rematch.
Yeah, there we go.
I forgot which one it was. Let Geno Smith. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
That's it. Just let
I
him.
may
Also,
hate
let
Mike
Rashad
McCarthy,
Penny.
but at least I don't have Nathaniel Hackett as my head coach.
Holy
What the hell
fuck.
was he thinking at the end of that game?
We gotta talk about the game first. We gotta talk
Yeah.
about the game first.
Yeah,
So-
let's
Yeah,
build
we'll
up to
get
it.
to
Let's
that.
build up to it.
Russell Wilson demands a trade to the Broncos, or not demands a trade to the Broncos, but just demands a trade. He gets traded to the Broncos, and the NFL scheduling just so happens to put them in Seattle for week 1.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people complaining about the Seahawks fans booing their best quarterback in franchise history, and that's kind of accurate. But it doesn't really get talked about a lot just how messy this split up was and how Russell Wilson was kind of a fucking nuisance towards
Oh
the end of
yeah.
his stint.
Russ is like low key one of the biggest piece of shits ever. And well, not like ever, but like in the league.
He's just
He's
I
just
think
fake.
he's just annoying.
Yeah, he's fake and corny.
He seems like an attention whore. He
Yeah.
always wants to be the center of attention. And like some of that comes from like, yeah, I want to be the face of this franchise. But it's shit like when he hurt his fucking finger last year. And it's like, okay, theoretically, if your quarterback's injured, maybe he should be, I don't know, stepping into a play calling role because he's the guy who knows the offense. No, he's out there doing his fucking pregame drills and warm-ups and everything by himself, even though he's not playing. And also, he broke his finger, but then he and his doctor are going to push this giant fucking narrative about like, oh my God, it's one of the most miraculous injury comebacks I've ever seen. And then he came back 2 weeks early and sucked ass when he came back. And then stuff like the whole let Russ cook campaign. And then they finally started letting him cook and he played well for about 4 weeks. And then he sucked ass for the rest of 2020. And then they got their asses blown out in the playoffs. And then throughout last year, when he watched Aaron Rodgers basically put up or shut up about like, maybe I want out of here. And then Russ was like, man, that'd be crazy too if I did that. And was like, I'm not asking for trade, but if I did, these places would be really cool to go to. And then finally they just got fucking sick of him and traded him. So it's like, I don't know what it is, but nobody fucking talks about that. They're just like, oh, the Seahawks made a big mistake. No, I think they were just annoyed by him.
And like the amount of like the Legion of Boom shitting on him on Twitter was insane too.
Yeah,
like you had Sherman, you had
not a lot of former players kind of came out to defend him, which was very surprising. And again, when me just finding him annoying, the whole Broncos country, let's ride, is the cringiest fucking slogan I've ever heard. Really riding to an 0-1 start. Anyway. But so they went into Seattle. I'm going on a little bit of a rant here. I really don't like the Broncos. I don't know if I've ever talked about that before.
It's understandable.
For all intents and purposes, the Broncos should have won this game. They outgained them by almost 200 yards. But they had terrible red zone execution. Specifically, they fumbled on the 1 yard line twice. They had a 4th down stop, and I think they kicked a field goal inside the red zone also. So they made it to the red zone 4 times and got 3 points out of it. Meanwhile, Geno Smith had a killer first 2 drives, and then not much else after that. I mean, he took care of the ball, had a lot of completions, but it's just like thrown to the line of scrimmage every single play.
Yeah, it was mostly checkdowns.
Except for that one point where he just like lowered his shoulder and tried to blow up one of the Broncos linebackers, which was awesome. But we got to get to the fourth quarter. Specifically, the last 2 drives where the Broncos punted on a 4th and 1 and then got the ball back and drove down the field and got to, I believe, midfield with about a minute and a half left. Or no, they got the 2-minute warning and ran one play in the next 40 seconds with all 3 timeouts in hand. And then had the the second down play that got blown up in the backfield. And so they were facing a 3rd and long. And on that 3rd and long, Russell Wilson checked it down, which 100% means we're going for it on 4th down here. You don't check it down if you are trying to avoid 4th down. And then, so they complete that play with at about a minute.
55 seconds left-ish.
And then, with all 3 timeouts in hand, they let the clock run all the way down to 20 seconds, only for Russell Wilson to call a timeout. And then they trot Brandon McManus out there to kick a 64-yarder to try to win the game. And Pete Carroll's like, all right, sure. And he missed it. And then, after the Seahawks kneel on the ball, fucking Naxman Hackett decides to start taking his timeouts after the game's over. Because he's being spiteful because he lost the game.
Oh, like, I just cannot think think of what he was thinking. Like, what was he
wasn't
doing?
thinking.
Words were had
absolute cowardice. You trade 3 first-round draft picks and pay Russell Wilson like $200 million, and then you don't trust him to pick up 5 yards, and you'd rather say, hey, I know only 2 out of the 41 attempts in NFL history of field goal 64 yards or over have made it, but I'm feeling number 3.
Oh my God.
What the fuck was that? so
That
unreal.
man should have been fired on the spot.
Oh my god.
You as an NFL coach should not do that. There is no way that you should do that. There is I literally I'm getting mad thinking about this.
Yeah. And you want to know what's funny? So
I'm
you remember
short-circuiting.
So remember the 2020 NFC Championship game between the Packers and the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
Where
Oh no.
The Packers
Oh,
kicked a field goal down 8 on the goal line.
Oh
Guess who they-
no.
Do you know who the offensive coordinator of that game was?
Oh.
No way.
It was Nathaniel Hackett.
I'm ill.
Oh, and when the Packers lost the divisional game at home last year to the 49ers, you know who their offensive coordinator for that game was too?
Oh, yeah.
Nathaniel fucking Hackett.
I saw a lot of people comparing him to Adam Gase on
God.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, offensive coordinator who basically did nothing but just like ride the coattails of a really good quarterback and then parlays it into a coaching job. Huh. Where have I heard that before? I know it's just one game. It's the first game, but like this one's gotta mean the most for Russell Wilson if you want to prove a point, and then you fucking blow it like that.
Yeah.
And he
Oh
would
my
have become
God.
like one of the very few quarterbacks to beat all 32 teams in the league if they had won that game too, which, you know, that's just one little personal achievement, but that's pretty damn cool to be able to say that you did.
Yeah. It's oh my god. It was just like like at the end I was like, there's no way they're going for this field goal. There's no way. If you want a perfect like example of how stupid it was, watch the Manning cast call of it where Peyton is just like the entire time he's just like furiously signaling for timeout, and then they line up to kick the field goal and he just like leans back and puts his hands behind his head like there is no way that this is happening right now.
I love the Manning cast.
Just
Shannon Sharp was great too.
Yeah, just absolute cowardice. Like, nah, we don't need to pick up more yards. I'm scared of going for it on
I don't
fourth
really
down.
feel like it.
Yeah. And then, like, when there's the Adam Gase comparison, him taking timeouts after he blew the end of that game, it reminded me of, ironically, the Jets playing the Broncos, where the Jets are down 2 or 3 scores at the end of that game, and the Broncos are kneeling on it, and Adam Gase is calling all his timeouts to try to get the ball back, and it's like, just go home! The more timeouts you take, the longer you have to stand here and deal with this shit. You're getting mocked relentlessly by 70,000 Seahawks fans, and you're like, no, let's drag this out. What's wrong with you?
Oh,
So stupid. Oh my god.
And that was week 1.
Yeah.
Good
So,
week.
I mean-
Great week for football.
Oh my
Football
God.
is so back, baby.
Oh, I love it. I love bad. I love and hate bad football.
There's no such thing as bad football, you know?
You know what? Yeah,
Football
good
is football, by golly.
Yeah. Also, if you guys have any ideas for like segments or bits that we can do in the show, feel free to suggest whatever. So
Yep, Dunyan Rings, week 1. Let's go.
yeah.
God.
God. I thought about doing stuff that where it was like Matthew's week 1 conclusions. I'm like, every single one of these 100% going to carry over the rest of the season. Packers, done. Giants, go to the Super Bowl.
That comes back and we're doing Dunyan Rings.
Oh.
Oh my god. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're counting the Packers out, just like how we counted Scott Dixon out.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree, yeah.
Yeah, Scott Dixon.
I'm counting out the Packers.
Scott Dixon will not win the IndyCar championship this year.
No, he won't.
I
True.
will not eat another morsel of food until Scott Dixon's championship hopes are over.
They ended 2 days ago.
Where's my sandwich? This is an audio show. It's not working.
Yeah.
Filler.
All right. Let's throw it over to the news desk for Dewey.
All right, news and notes from week 1, because actually quite a bit amount of shit happened here. The Bills, Jack will be happy to hear this. They extended Dawson Knox 4 years, $53.6 million, locking up their franchise tight end. Raiders did the same
Huge.
thing. They locked up Darren Waller, 3 years, $51 million. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson, they didn't get a contract extension done, so he'll be playing out the last year of his rookie deal here this
I
year.
feel
but
like we should talk about this one a little bit more.
yes,
This one.
absolutely.
Ooh.
This one's kind of spicy.
This one's very spicy.
Apparently they offered him more than what Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray got, but he's like, no, I want that Deshaun Watson money. And the Ravens ownership is like, dog, nobody else is doing that. Like, we're ignoring the Browns because they kind of fucked the entire market up.
I don't think it was the amount of money. I think he just wanted all of it guaranteed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He wants the fully guaranteed contract that they gave Watson. And the owners are like, dog, nobody else is doing that. Like, come on.
And I think part of it too is that he doesn't have an agent. He's doing all of this himself. So that's from what I was reading up on this, is that he's doing all of this by himself. So
yeah, and that makes things tougher because a lot, like, the agent is there to kind of do the dirty work because teams are not necessarily going to just they're a lot more honest with the agent. You know, they're not going to just tell Lamar Jackson to his face, like, we don't think we can win playoff games consistently with you. You know, so
it kind of complicates it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe hire an agent, Lamar.
Yeah,
might be a good idea.
I don't know. Maybe sometimes
sign me a contract first, and I'll get an agent.
Sometimes you do you.
Yeah, it's one of those situations though where I like people considering him. Like, when you have a talent as good as Lamar Jackson, just fucking pay the guy.
Yeah.
Like, because if you don't, somebody else is gonna.
Yeah, if you let him walk, somebody else.
Yeah, if you don't give him that, well, that's the thing though. If you don't give him that guaranteed money, somebody else is gonna find a way to give him that guaranteed money, and then you're gonna sit there looking like a dumbass without your franchise quarterback anymore.
Yeah, in 3 years, the Browns are probably gonna be looking for a quarterback again, and they're like, "We fucked up once, we'll do it again." So,
want to see me do it again?
There's also him liking the Dolphin, a Photoshop of him in a Dolphins uniform too.
Yeah,
which makes things even a little bit more spicy.
Yep, Lamar to the Dolphins for 3 firsts and Jalen Waddle. Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck it, sounds about fair.
Yeah.
And what about that last signing of the week?
Yeah, and the Colts signed their standout guard Quentin Nelson to a 4-year, $80 million extension. And I think that might make him the highest paid guard in the league now.
$20 million a year.
I mean, deserved, but goddamn.
About the only good offensive lineman on that team anyway.
Dude's getting paid $1 to $2 million per game he plays.
Damn.
There were a lot of injuries this past week too. Dak, of course, we talked about him earlier, breaking his thumb. He's out for at least a month. Kyle Fuller is out for the year, tore his ACL. Derek Barnett's out for the year. He also tore his ACL. TJ Watt's going to be out at least 6 weeks, tore his pectoral muscle on Sunday. Chris Godwin might be out for a while. He strained his hamstring. Fedarian Mathis tore his meniscus. Elijah Mitchell, because Niners running backs can't stay healthy for shit, sprained his MCL. He's out for 2 months. Keenan Allen's probably out on Thursday. Jamal Adams tore his quad. Harrison Butker sprained his ankle.
There's an earthquake going on.
Oh.
Whoa. You can't just mute after saying that, Jack. What the fuck?
We're having an earthquake on the podcast.
Oh my god.
I don't know, but my whole room fucking shook. And oh my god.
Jack, you can't just say there's an earthquake and then mute.
Oh my god. I can feel the whole ground shaking. Oh my god. I'm actually terrified. I don't know what to do.
Oh, what the fuck?
Welcome to Oofsides. We have fucking earthquakes here.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to say.
I guess just hang out.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Is there power?
There was. It was like 5 seconds
here,
of just.
But like around.
Are we good now?
I don't know, but there was about 5 seconds of it just completely shaking. I'll be right back.
Holy fuck!
So while he's gone, I'll elaborate more.
Anyway, Ty Montgomery's on injuries.
I'll elaborate more on the TJ Watt thing because we there's a little bit more to it. So the reason he's not out the whole season, because usually a torn pec is season ending, but he didn't tear the tendon apparently. which is like the big factor of sidelining you for the rest of the year. So that's why they're hopeful that he'll be back by 6 weeks. And hopefully give that team a playoff push if they're still in it. So
Yeah. I don't really know how to get back into the show after that.
No, trying, but like,
Yeah, where do we go from here?
help us. I don't know.
But,
I guess we'll cut back in after we've given it a few minutes.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. What up the technical difficulties, Matthew?
Matt, edit this. Actually, don't.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta go
There's
into
no
Twitter for
shot.
Earthquake now. That was fucking insane.
Yeah, magnitude 2.9 earthquake felt from Piedmont, California.
Damn.
All that for a 2.9?
What? You got a little 2-incher.
I just found a tweet from a minute ago. Did y'all feel that earthquake or was it just me? Hashtag California.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
god.
reminds me of I think it was like October of 2020, and New England is not known for its earthquakes, but there was a 4.0 off of I think the south coast of Massachusetts, and I happened to be taking a shit when that earthquake started, and like a lot of delivery trucks down my street shake my house because it's a very bumpy road. So every time a UPS truck or an Amazon truck goes by, it shakes my whole house. So I didn't know if it was a truck or what was going on. And it kept going and going and going. I was like, "Oh shit, that's an earthquake!"
So yeah, 2.9 reading's
we're okay.
wrong.
We're okay.
It was a 4.4, about 6 kilometers from St. Rosa or Santa Rosa.
That was awesome.
Anyway.
So
I've never experienced an earthquake in my life, so that scared the fuck out of me.
You're in California. How?
Because it doesn't happen that often.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on what part of California you're in.
Yeah,
so.
This is also true.
Because I'm in NorCal, I'm like 2 hours away from the Bay Area, but I've never felt one.
Yeah.
And that was earthquake sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we gotta find a way to rope back into it.
Yeah. And we're back.
Yeah, football.
No. Matthew, leave that in.
Yeah. The Chiefs also put Trent McDuffie, who they drafted in the first round this year. They put him on IR. He hurt his hamstring. So, yeah, quite the amount of injuries here this week. And we mentioned earlier the Colts waived Rodrigo Blankenship and signed Chase McLaughlin. The 49ers picked up Marlon Mack to their practice squad after the Elijah Mitchell injury. The Patriots brought back Marcus Cannon, who played for them for 10 years. So, glad he's back because our offensive line is not good. So, maybe he'll help us out. And then some other stuff that happened. If you remember the incident last year where Andy Reid's son, Britt, drove drunk near Arrowhead and hit that car, and that girl suffered the big brain injury. He pleaded guilty to felony DWI from that, I believe, yesterday. So he'll be sentenced pretty soon for that. And if you remember last year when all those Commanders fans fell through the railing while Jalen Hurts was standing next to them and took all the pictures with them, 4 of those fans sued the Commanders the other day, seeking $75,000 in damages for loss of income, medical expenses, and pain and suffering as a result of the railing collapse.
To be fair, pain and suffering might just
Commanders.
refer to watching the Washington Commanders. So
that is true.
Also, I'm glad that you specified which incident it was, because I wasn't sure if it was that or the time that a pipe broke and poured raw sewage all over fans. So,
yeah, what a shitty time that was.
Shut up.
Absolute shithole.
Literally.
And then not so much news, but I mean, how do you guys like the new broadcast teams? We got Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They're on Monday nights now on ESPN.
Never heard them before.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mike Tirico has replaced Al Michaels on Sunday nights on NBC, and Al Michaels decided to go to fucking Amazon with Kirk Herbstreit. Thoughts so far?
Buck and Aikman are I like them. And it's just cool to hear them with the Monday Night Football theme. Always loved Mike Tirico, and yes, we'll see with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. But Al Michaels is great. So
That's got to be one of the most random combinations, though. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah.
That's just weird to me.
Yeah.
I was hoping that Kirk would be giving up his college football duties for this, but unfortunately he's not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that, you guys?
No.
I do not have any for that.
Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank on his name? It's Greg Olson and Kevin Burkhardt are the new lead Fox team, and they are fucking awesome together.
Yes, they are.
So, yeah, I like all the moves. So, I don't have to listen to Booger McFarland anymore, so that's cool.
Thank God.
Only
we
during
haven't had to.
halftime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But that's when you can beat the TV.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we get into pick they thems? I keep forgetting.
Without
that's what we
further
call it.
ado,
All
or
right.
a don't.
Starting with Thursday night, the Chargers travel to Arrowhead to face the Chiefs. Can the Chargers stop being the Chargers and win one of these big games for once, or are the Chiefs destined to keep rolling?
I think the Chiefs are going to keep rolling. They just look kind of stout week 1.
You know what? I'm gonna go Chargers.
Ooh.
Oh,
Chargers.
boy.
Keenan Allen, questionable for this game. If he plays, and actually, you know what? Even if he plays, I still think the Chiefs are going to win this, but I think it'll be close.
Yeah, my gut's telling me Chiefs. It's an Arrowhead, and they looked pretty goddamn good last week. I think the Chargers are going to keep it tight, but
You guys are dumb, stupid, and bad and stupid. That's
Yes.
what I think.
I agree.
Starting off Sunday, a classic AFC rivalry. The Patriots play the Steelers. A lot of offensive issues, especially the offensive line for the Patriots this week. And now they got to go against that Steelers defensive line. So
Steelers are gonna just bullshit their way into another win, aren't they?
probably.
Yeah, picking the Steelers.
Give me
in
the
that case.
Steelers. Yeah.
It's a TJ Watt-less Steelers defensive
I
line.
don't.
I think
for
they
this
look
game.
too good though,
Yeah.
like defensively.
That defense is
Yeah.
nasty.
Minka Fitzpatrick's going to run all over the place again. I'm sure the Steelers will win to the ache of my heart, but
They still got Cameron Hayward as well. So
Yeah.
I still believe in Mac 10, but not this week.
I'm really tempted to go contrarian, but I got to go with the Steelers as well.
Do it. Do it, Matt.
Dewey wants me to.
Well, now that we all picked them, they're not going
Dewey
to win.
wants me to be his surrogate Patriots pick. So
Yes, absolutely I do.
also on Sunday morning or afternoon or whatever time, it's the Ben McAdoo revenge game.
Oh.
Baker Mayfield's Panthers travel to New York to play the Giants.
Can I flip a coin?
This one sucks.
I don't want
This
to.
game's gonna suck.
Can I?
this game's-
It's
Hey.
gonna be so bad.
Yeah.
You know what? Give me the Giants again.
Give me a coin here.
I might pick the Panthers.
Give me the Panthers. They're gonna be fueled by hate.
Matt, I need you to pick the Giants because Dewey is not
Actually-
winning again with just
Actually,
him
no.
picking the Giants.
You know what?
Yeah,
Give
but
me
that
the
was funny.
Giants. I changed my mind. I want the Giants.
All right,
Okay,
I'll
that's
take
better.
the Panthers.
Good, we have a split.
I was really tempted to pick a tie.
I mean, that's a good game to pick one
should've.
for. Speaking of the next game, that could be a tie.
Yeah, their annual third place in your division grudge match game. Somehow
Oh,
these teams.
boy.
I was gonna say somehow, but I just explained how they face every year. It's Jets Browns. Give me the Jets. That's a
Do they
spike
have-
pick.
That's a
pure-
spite pick. That is
it's
very
purely
much
a spite pick.
Yeah. This.
I want to pick a tie, but like we can't go 2 weeks in a row with a tie,
No.
right?
Well,
no way.
It happened a couple years ago. So
Yeah, but I think I don't know why, but I'm feeling the Browns on this one.
I mean, they are the better team.
I mean, yeah, on paper they look a little
Chubb.
better.
Nick Chubb ran a lot last week. So
Yeah, I'm picking the Browns for this one. I don't want to, but I'm going to.
Yeah, give me the Browns as well.
Fuck it. We'll split it. Give me the Jets.
hell yeah, Jack. Let's do this.
Yeah, we got 2 games where we're splitting.
All right, AFC South matchup. both looking for their first win of the season. It's Colts traveling down to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars.
I'm gonna lock the Colts.
Ooh.
Didn't the Colts, did they play in Jacksonville week 18?
Yep.
Oh, that's the hard part.
Fuck it, Jags.
Oh,
Give them to me.
It's too early in the season for the Colts to.
I've never
to lose
won
to
a
the
Jags pick. Is the problem?
This is a good time to start. Join me, Garrett.
I think they can, just because they had some, but it's hard to turn down Matt Ryan and Michael Pittman and the probably one of the league's best running backs, Jonathan Taylor. But
I feel like
if I can do it, you can do it.
I feel like the Colts lose to the Jags like once a year.
Yeah, but is it now or is it when it matters?
It's when it matters. Come on.
Let's see. Last year they lost week 18. 2020 they lost the first game to the Jags. Yeah, they basically split every year. So
okay, so since they won the last game or the second game last year, I'm going to pick the Jags for this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that philosophy. It doesn't make sense, but we're going to use it.
I'll take the Colts as well. Let's be as divided as possible. Also, I think this is our first ever Colts lock.
How?
Really?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, because they've had in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'll have to check, but it might be. Then we got y'all remember that 2019 game where Lamar Jackson put up 59 points on the Dolphins?
Oh yeah.
Can you do it again?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah. Can they do it again? This time it'll be in Baltimore as the Dolphins travel to play the Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
They won't put up 50. They won't put up 59, but they'll put up enough to win. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens as well. I think Lamar's pissed off, so
I want that contrary pick.
Yeah. All right. Rivalry game. They're 4-0 in the regular season against them since Tom Brady got there, but the Bucs travel to the Superdome to play the Saints.
These teams are not very good, but give me the Saints.
I'm gonna take the Saints as well. Jameis Winston revenge tour.
I'm gonna take
He's gonna
Tampa
eat a W.
Bay.
You're gonna say Tampa, Garrett?
Yep.
Brady's got to beat the Saints eventually without Drew Brees, and I think that's going to finally happen this weekend. Give me the Bucs.
All right. Oh, baby.
Oh, this is a barn burner.
The best game of 1991. Here we go. Washington travels to Detroit. It's Commies Lions.
I'm feeling the Lions, I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Oh, man. I just...
Give me a tie.
Yeah! Let's go!
You know what? Fuck it. I'm picking a tie, too.
That's rare.
You can't pick Carson Wentz after...
I wanted to take the Lions, but I feel like I should take the Commies to balance it out now. Fuck it, give me the Lions.
Man.
Dan Campbell, Bizarro football. Let's do this shit. Oh my god.
I need 3 onside kicks that game.
Yeah.
While leading from
onside kick in overtime.
Yeah. That's a real sicko shit.
Yeah. All right, another classic division rivalry game. Can Geno Smith keep cooking? I was gonna say smithing, but that would have sounded really dumb. Anyway, it's Seahawks 49ers.
He's like a
49ers.
blacksmith now. 49ers.
All right.
You know what? Give me the Seahawks.
I'm kind of feeling it too. Give me the Seahawks. I'm feeling stupid. Let's go. It's one of the Pete Carroll's fetish is winning 9 games with Geno Smith as his quarterback, and it's like that and winning scoregamis are the only thing that get him off now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Watch this be a scoregami win too.
Oh yeah, no, that is the ultimate dream. He's like, we're gonna win 9 games and we're gonna almost get to the playoffs with Geno Smith, and half of our wins are gonna be scoregamis. So
we got to start pointing out scoregamis on these podcasts whenever they happen too.
We do. Yeah.
We need a scoregami segment.
Oh, for sure, scoregami watch.
Yeah.
All right, another NFC matchup. Two teams looking to get off the mat after pretty embarrassing week one's losses. It's Falcons Rams.
Rams got to get cooking.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
Rams.
Big bounce back game. I'm taking the Rams as well.
I'm locking the Rams.
Hey, there it is. I haven't even thought about what my lock's going to be.
Oh, I have.
All right. Then we got two more teams. Tons of offseason hype. Both came up flat in week one. It's the Cardinals traveling to Vegas to play the Raiders.
Man.
Raiders.
Yo, it's a fraud off.
That's gotta be a new segment for the show. Is the fraud off of the week?
Yeah. Weekly fraud off.
Weekly fraud off.
The
So
front off
there-
and the mid off.
There was on part of my take. Every year, Big Cat has his pinky team, which is the team that he says he's like, this team will not win the Super Bowl, and if they do, I will cut my pinky off. And he's obviously undefeated because he still has both of his pinkies. But the Cardinals are his pinky team this year. But they, but PFT had a joke where he's talking about the Commanders win, and he's like, I almost said something stupid. I'm not going to say it. And they're like, say it. And he's like, if the Commanders win the Super Bowl, I'll get shot. Because they're talking about the Commanders rookie that got shot in the leg. And then they all agreed because they're fans of the Commanders, the Bears, the Jets, and the Dolphins, and the Patriots. And all of them are like, all right, if our team wins the Super Bowl, one of us will get shot in the leg.
Holy fuck.
That's the deal they made. So
That is insane.
we will not making any bets like that this
Yeah.
season. I mean, there
At
was
least
the one where
maybe next year. Maybe next year.
yeah, I was gonna buy you a table if the to
Yeah.
throw yourself through if the Bills won something, but that never happened. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm taking the Raiders. So
Oh, yeah. I should probably pick something.
Yeah.
Give me the Raiders. Yeah.
Give me the Cardinals. I'm a contrary again.
Contrary.
watch the
I'm
Cardinals wear their
control.
alternate black helmets in this game
Ugh.
against a team that wears black.
Ugh.
Hate it. Jack, did you have the Raiders as well?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I spaced out for a second.
Stupid.
Also, I had a better idea for the Cardinals alternates because they don't really have. I mean, there's a little bit of black in their logo, but there's mostly more yellow. So I think they should make neon yellow alternates, and they can be the Palmenardinals. So
Oh my god.
Oh, Menard.
Get the hell out of here.
That's a good one.
so
I'll give you that one.
I can't think of a intro to this game. It's Texans Broncos. So
Let Davis Mills give me the Texans.
Give me the Broncos.
oh, that's
I'm feeling the mediocre play calling through my veins right now. They're
not.
gonna win.
I think the Broncos are good enough to win this game, so I'm gonna take them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Broncos
Pussies.
too, but I cannot
Pussies.
tell you how tempted I was to pick the Texans.
Let Davis Mill
Keyword.
and let Lovey Smith. So
Exactly.
And let Nathaniel Hackett, I guess.
yeah. Let Russell Wilson. This is the battle of I don't know, Bengals Cowboys.
I'm locking the Bengals.
That was my pick.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a fraud off? This right here.
Ooh. I
Give
mean,
me
there's
the Bengals.
definitely one that's a little bit more than a fraud than the other, but
It's the
I
Lyle
am,
Collins revenge game. There we go.
yeah.
now
Give
if Coop,
me.
go ahead.
I was speaking to me.
I just said go ahead.
Oh my god. Dude,
I'm just not
please,
gonna
I'm begging you.
I'm just not gonna
Okay.
speak.
Well, fuck you. Anyway, if Dak was playing, I'd pick the Cowboys, but he's not, so give me the Bongles.
I
Jackie,
feel like a bongle.
Yeah.
Bongle.
Shit, I don't know who I'm gonna lock now.
That's what I had to do last week.
Yeah.
And then I
Go
was the
back
only win lock.
Go back up to the Commanders game and lock the tie.
No.
Did you lock a tie? Hang on. Does the spreadsheet allow it?
I
You can lock a tie.
That is.
Yeah.
What do you win for that?
Maybe
That
I will
just
do
opened
that.
up a world of possibility, baby.
Oh God.
How do you lock a tie?
So I'm assuming what happens.
How do you lose that?
So if you pick a tie and you get it, it counts as a win. So if you lose a tie, it counts as a loss. So I don't know. I'm gonna lock a tie even though I didn't pick one.
Any
Just
game
break
will
the
tie.
fucking spreadsheet. Oldest rivalry game in the NFL.
Well,
How?
It's the Bears versus the Packers. It's the team owned by Aaron Rodgers versus the only publicly owned sports team. So, in a way, if you own the Packers, you also own the Bears. It's like a 2-for-1 deal.
huh.
So,
Give me the Packers by like 50.
yeah.
Give me
I
Packers.
mean, yeah.
I got the Bears once already. I'm gonna do it again.
Don't fucking.
I don't.
Sicko.
I'm taking the Packers and I'm considering locking them, but I gotta go through my picks to see if there's one that I'm more confident in. So,
More confident.
because I don't know, man. This has been a pretty good rivalry game for the last couple of years, and it's
They always
rematch.
play each other every fucking year, and I hate
Yeah.
looking at the goddamn Titans. Fuck you, Titans.
It's Titans Bills on
Bills.
Monday night.
I am changing my lock to the Bills.
Oh, okay.
Give me the Bills, but if we lose, I'm actually gonna fucking stick my dick in a blender, dude. Because they manage to always lose to this fucking team somehow. I don't understand how or why, but they just do.
Yeah, I think this year that they're going to be high powered enough to basically run over them, and I'm taking the Bills as
Hopefully-
well.
We don't have Brian Dable to run it 50 times for
Matt,
no fucking reason.
wrong person for the lock.
But
What?
you know what? Fuck it.
On
I don't
sheet.
know. We're just saying words.
I thought Dewey locked the Bills.
I did.
I thought you locked a tie.
No, that was a joke.
No, lock
Ooh.
a tie.
Oh
Lock the
my
tie.
god!
Walk the tie. Walk the tie. Lock
Fine.
the tie.
Oh my god! I'm okay. I'm locking the
All
tie.
right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock the Bills then. Then finally, the Monday night doubleheader, the second game, it's
What?
Vikings Eagles.
Why is there 2 Monday night games?
I don't know. I don't know why they're doing that.
That's stupid. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a weird one.
This is a lot closer than it should be.
Yeah, that's what I get from this game. And both teams proved something week 1. So.
It is Kirk Cousins in prime time though.
Oh yeah,
Good
give me
point.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no, give
can't
me the
trust
Eagles.
Garfield. I'm gonna be honest.
Games Mondays.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Who else? What do you guys got?
Eagles.
Eagles.
Oh.
All right, we're Eagles across the
Okay.
board.
I think that'll be a really good game. I'm honestly not sure who to go with for that one.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna be honest, not feeling too confident in my Bills luck for some reason. I think that, but I'm gonna stick with it. So
Because the fucking Titans are a goddamn cancer that keeps fucking making us lose a game.
I love the so on the front sheet or the front page of our spreadsheet where it changes the color. It like highlights whatever game you locked, and for
Yeah.
Dewey's it's just blank. I gotta put in an icon for a tie where it's just a guy shrugging like, "Ooh."
I don't know. You pick.
And that is our week 2 pick'ems. Or sorry, pick they thems.
They thems.
Anything else you all got to say?
Not much.
Go Yukon.
Yeah. Wait, when's
Yeah.
the come game?
November 4th.
All right.
I will
Yeah.
be there.
Hell yes.
We have got to do a segment
Also,
on that.
I was
Awesome.
you gotta record like an intro of
Yeah.
of you at the come game, and then I'll put it in at the beginning of the show.
Welcome to-
just screaming at the sideline.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cum Sides.
No shot. That's gonna be the intro.
Holy shit. And on that note, for everybody at JTN, make sure to check out the Fake Racers podcast and Disqualified whenever that comes back. Also JTN merch, since we're on that channel now. Links will be down below for you. And we'll see you next time.
Hey-o.
Goodbye. Have a good time.